Welcome back to Dear Source, your Ascendancy Hotline, where you get your daily dose of spiritual guidance. We dive deep into real life questions and struggles using ancient wisdom and universal principles to find clarity, peace, and alignment. Whether you're navigating relationships, inner conflict, or seeking purpose, this is a space to honor your journey with compassion, non-judgment, and insights. Drawing from the universal laws, A Course in Miracles, the Law of One, and the Hermetic Principles, we are here to find answers, connect to your truth, and elevate your path to heal and grow. Now let's explore today's letter and connect with the wisdom of Source. And today's letter comes to us from At My Breaking Point. And it says, Dear Source, I am so frustrated with dating right now. It feels like I'm constantly running into emotionally unavailable men, and I'm completely burnt out with it. I want to find a true partnership with someone who knows what it means to lead, someone who embraces their divine masculine energy. But instead, I keep meeting men who either don't know how to take the lead or seem content with expecting the woman to lead the relationship. I've always believed in a balanced, respectful partnership. But what I'm experiencing is far from that. I'm tired of expending so much energy trying to guide and nurture a relationship, only to feel like I'm the only one holding everything together. The emotional labor is exhausting, and honestly, I've reached my breaking point. At this point, being single seems like the better option. At least then I wouldn't be pouring myself into something that isn't being reciprocated. I want to be with somebody who steps up and leads with strength, integrity, and in love, not someone who shies away from responsibility or emotional depth. I'm at a crossroads. I don't know where to go from here. How do I navigate this frustration and avoid giving up hope on finding a partner who truly understands what it means to be a divine masculine? At my breaking point. So thank you, At My Breaking Point, for such a beautiful letter. And it's kind of like, where do I start with this one? But where I will start is I think that there's a shift taking place in relationships right now. And part of that shift is coming into alignment and really breaking out of a lot of societal constructs. So we're going through a big awakening, a big transition in humanity. And part of that is, how do we see relationships? And this can be any relationship. You were describing a romantic relationship as divine and holy. How do you see that relationship as what it's supposed to be? And that it's supposed to be a teacher. It's supposed to be a tool for us to learn and to grow and to ascend. And in that reordering, we're also breaking free of a lot of societal constructs that we've come up against in humanity around what relationships are. And a large part of what I observe is that we look to someone else to complete us. I think there's a line in a movie, I think it's Jerry Maguire, about "you complete me." And the reality is like, we are whole and complete beings in ourselves. And that relationship is a tool to help us remember that. And so I think it starts with really understanding the true nature of who we are and understanding that. And then when we truly understand who we are, that we are a soul, that we are an emanation of God, we are an embodiment of God Himself, the universe, source, divine, and that everything is a reflection back to us about where we are at on our soul's journey. And so I've been in plenty of relationships. And when I think about the times that relationships haven't worked for me, it's really because I have looked to that other person for satisfaction or to fill me up. And that's a very human piece of us. So it's like, how do we balance the human need, the 3D physical self of us need of a relationship with what the divine purpose of a relationship is, and how to balance those together? Because I think that's the hardest thing that we're transcending through. And I think as we wake up, depending on where you are at on your spiritual journey, it's hard to find and match with people on the same trajectory on that spiritual journey. So it's, how do we relinquish control? This is where that again is very human. Like, I want to be in control. I want this person to like me, and when I look at what is put out into the world as far as dating advice, it's kind of, it's very interesting to look at and observe and think about what advice is being given. But the reality is like, it has to come from the essence of who you are. The whole purpose of the relationship, even if it's a romantic relationship, is about stepping into the highest, truest, most authentic version of yourself and being that, and being completely detached from the outcome. And I know I'm saying like very simplistic things that sound really great. And then you're like, my 3D self doesn't feel great about that. But that's where it's like, as these things come up and happen in a relationship, that's your opportunity, even if it doesn't feel great, to really look at it and requalify that and go, okay, what part of this is not true? What part of this is designed to teach me and elevate me and grow me? Because when I look at back on all my relationships, it's taken me a while, but I can look now at each soul that I have connected with, and they have been an immense, important part of my spiritual growth and my spiritual journey. They've all taught me something that I needed to love within myself. They all pointed me back to myself. And I say this all the time, but the love story that we're here to really have the greatest love story of all is with ourselves, is falling deeply, madly in love with ourselves and radiating that love out into the world as our most authentic frequency. And so I think that's the purpose of why we have relationships, is for our spiritual growth. And that person is just pointing something out in you or reflecting something back to you for you to really grow. And the hardest part is detaching from the outcome. The hardest part is surrendering and trusting and allowing the universe to bring all the right people in at the right time to teach you something. And our human self likes to really attach, and our ego self likes to identify, who is this person? Are they, there's a lot of labels out there. Is this my twin flame? Is this my soulmate? Is this my boyfriend? Is this my husband? All of those are pieces of ourselves that we are here to expand and grow past and grow beyond. And it's our job to use these as a divine given gift to grow us, as well as to step into the essence of what we want to be. So, what is the state of being? If I want love, am I being love? And the ego can be very nuanced. Like, to truly radiate out unconditional love, that's just a state of being. And our human self likes to have a lot of conditions around, like, well, I'll love you if you act this way. No, we just have to be that. How that person behaves is how that person behaves. That's a reflection of them. What that teaches us is our lesson of like how we choose to react to that. And we're also in choice when it comes to when we are truly in a state of being, we also don't care how anybody else acts, because that's just what I'm putting out in the world. So whatever they give back to me, it's like, okay, that's where they're at. And that's their highest state of being. And I'm in choice of, do I continuously stay there? Are we a vibrational match? Do we trust the benevolent, friendly universe to bring in the person or people over time, or whatever that's supposed to look like? Do we trust the universe is bringing in the right vibrational match for us at any given moment of time, and that we get to release to the universe any person that's not a vibrational match, and to send them into the universe with love and light? It doesn't mean that you don't love them. It doesn't mean you don't respect them. It doesn't mean you don't appreciate them. It just means we're not a vibrational match, and I honor that within myself, and I honor that within you. And I'm not here to make a square peg fit into a round hole. And so as we work on just the truest essence of who we are, of our beingness in a relationship, not anytime we're acting from a place of trying to get something from somebody. If I send this type of text, if I am this way, am I this? And that's not authentic to who we are. And I'm not acting from an authentic, genuine space of who I am. That's my ego. That's manipulation. There is no sustainability in that relationship if you're acting from a place that is not in alignment with your true core authenticity. And then what you get back from that individual, you're like, why are they cheating? Why are they lying? Why are they not being honest with me? Well, where are you not being honest with yourself? If you're doing something that is not in alignment with the truth of who you are, then you're going to get back things that are not truthful. People will mirror that back to you, because the whole point of the relationship is to grow you, is to show you this is where you have an opportunity to step into a higher version of yourself. If I'm not being 100% authentically myself, and knowing that that's enough, trusting that who I'm meant to vibe with is going to vibe with me. And really, there is an ease and effortlessness that goes into that. You're not thinking, okay, I've got to get this guy to like me, so now I'm going to act this way. Which, would I genuinely act that way? Probably not. Or I watched a video, 8 things that attracts guys more than sex. And it's like, number one, we are here to work on ourselves. So I was thinking of, I watched something as I was preparing for this, and it was interesting to watch this person of like, this is what men like. And I'm thinking, if men want that, if those things are important to men, respect, authenticity, affection, attraction, I can't remember all the things because I'm not here to, but it's like, then you need to be those things. If you want those things in a relationship, you have to ask yourself, am I being those things in a relationship? And if you're not, then expect back what you're receiving, because that other person is mirroring. And if we think that we are ever outsmarting or outfooling somebody, people know, people can pick up on stuff energetically. And quite honestly, women are pretty tapped in. And it's like, she knows, and she's an investigative report. It's like, because she has a heightened sense of intuition. That's one of the gifts of the feminine, is really feeling into that. So if you think you're hiding something, people know. People always know. So just the whole advice I would give you at my breaking point is, this is a journey back to yourself. This is a journey about your highest frequency. And this is a journey about not shutting yourself off. This is a journey about opening your heart up and knowing that every person is a gift, is a lesson. And as you step into that and you start to trust that and start to build that and go, I am here to be my highest frequency. I am here to be the most authentic version of myself. As you step into that, you also step into the trust and the surrender of the universe. The universe is going to bring you all the right people at the right time for your highest and greatest growth. And you don't need to worry about what they are. That's our human side, which we all like that. We all want that, but we're here to kind of really break free of that, of like, who is this person? Are they my man? Are they my boyfriend? Are they my twin flame? Are they my soulmate? Who are they to me? That's your ego. The universe is like, I got a perfect plan for you. They want you to receive all the love. The universe isn't trying to withhold that, but are you, because you're the creator of your reality, are you being that love? Are you giving that amount of love to yourself? Do you romance yourself? Do you buy yourself flowers? Do you write yourself love letters? Do you do the things, not waiting for another person to do that for you, but do you do that for yourself? Because that's what this is really about. And that's not about being hyper feminine or hyper masculine of like, I'm not open. It's about understanding the nature of relationships and what relationships are here to teach us. And that knowing that when we understand the true nature of relationships, we are going to then receive the right relationships as part of that. And we're going to be open to more. We're going to receive more, because everything exists in relationships. We're then going to have healthier relationships when we're in union with somebody else and not have the dysfunction, because we aren't codependent. We aren't lacking. We aren't using somebody to make us feel better. We're now in right relationship with the individual that we are in relationship with for both of our soul's highest growth. So when you think about like, that's the purpose of, am I in right relationship? Am I in right relationship with myself? to then be in right relationship with everybody else that I interact with, and to give what I want to then receive. So am I giving everything that I want to receive? Only what I am not giving can be lacking in any situation. So if I am not being loved, that again, align your actions. You can be love without having to constantly text somebody, because again, what's the motivation? If I send a text to somebody, am I sending it because it's just loving and I don't expect a response back? Or am I sending a text in order to manipulate that response back from them? Am I posting weird crap on social media in order to elicit a response from somebody? Am I doing something that is not of pure consciousness to manipulate an outcome? That's then our ego. And that's where then we have friction, because we're not acting from our place of our divinity. We are here to just be. And we have to trust that the universe is going to bring everyone and everything that we desire into our orbit because of our state of being. The universe knows you want to have a relationship. It knows you want to probably have the highest form of relationship as well. So if you're craving a divine masculine energy and it's pointing out, that's a fine tuning of yourself, but to trust that the universe is bringing that in. So how do you hold that truth about yourself and hold that frequency? Because the universe is trying to deliver that. And how do we also sit in a place of non-judgment? You know, the other thing that we've gotten so wrong is not about vibing or about frequency. We have created all these things that keep us out of right relationship with each other because we've created separation. So if I think about like, okay, who is this person? We vibe, we don't vibe. That's natural. That's a way to go. My frequency matches your frequency, or my frequency doesn't match your frequency. But what we've done is we've gone through and created, like, do you check all these boxes? I need this, I need this, I need this. You need to look a certain way. You need to make a certain amount of money. You need to have this career. You need to do this. You need to do that. And we are creating separation. Are we looking for what? Are we creating those check boxes within ourselves? If you lead a healthy, active lifestyle, you're probably going to resonate with somebody that leads a healthy and active lifestyle. Are you doing things that honor yourself? Are you doing things that, I like hiking. I've never hiked a day in my life. Okay, well, shit, that's probably not going to work. Like, when are we being honest? When are we being truthful with ourselves? Are we being honest and truthful with ourselves to put our honest and truthful self into the world? So my advice to you at my breaking point, the whole point of this whole situation is for you to look at yourself and go, what am I putting out into the world? And is what I'm getting back what I am vibing and putting out? Am I being what I want to then be receiving? Am I giving what I want to receive? Because the only person you're going to ever affect change within is yourself. And when you affect change within yourself, you then affect change of those around you. So if this is your state of frequency, you're going to attract people at that same frequency. And you don't even have to do anything. It's about your state of being. I'm giving love. Am I just in the energetics of pure Christ consciousness? Am I in the energetics of pure unconditional love? And in that, you will have natural boundaries. in that the right people will come in and out. It's not about ghosting or disrespecting or having it out with somebody, or if you do this, I'd act differently. No, you have to act differently. You have to become unbothered by that. And if you can't become unbothered by it, you have to be okay with going, there is someone else out there. There's other fish in the sea. Don't cling. Don't cling. Cling on to yourself. Cling on to the remembrance of who you are. Do the inner work. My dating advice, do the inner work on yourself. Become the emanation of God's source, the creator, the divine that you want to be in the world, and trust that God is going to gift back to you that same frequency. And to know that until you reach that vibration that you want to be, you're going to be meeting people along the way that are going to be helping you elevate to that point. So everyone is a gift. Every relationship is a gift. And how do we exist in right relationship is to understand that in order for me to receive, I need to give what I want to receive. And we need to focus on our own states of being. Not about what the other person is doing, but what am I being? And trust that when you put something out into the universe is on it. So put yourself in situations to go be social, to go interact, to be out in the world, but do things that authentically align with you. And if you feel like you have to have the relationship in order to be fulfilled, that's where you need to look internally, because until you're fulfilled wholly and completely, you're not going to have the relationship that you truly desire. So I hope that helped. I appreciate your vulnerability, your authenticity, and continuing to step into expanding and finding a conscious relationship. So thank you for joining us on today's episode of Dear Source, your Ascendancy Hotline, where we align spiritual principles with real world experiences. Remember, no matter the challenges you face, peace, clarity, and wisdom are always available when you connect with your higher self. If today's discussion resonated with you and you're seeking deeper personalized guidance, I invite you to book a private session with me. Together we can explore your spiritual path and unlock the answers you've been searching for. And if you're ready to connect with like-minded individuals in a spiritual community, coming soon is the Ascendancy Collective, where we support each other's growth, healing, and ascension. You don't have to walk this path alone. Join us and let's rise together. Until next time, trust the process, honor your truth, and stay connected to Source.